Let's welcome our next guest, Kaben Clauson, CEO of TruePublic, to give us an idea of how people are handling being stuck inside. Hi, Kaben. How are you today?
Hi, good morning. Doing great.
Well, first off, tell us a little bit about TruePublic. How does it work?
Yeah, people all across America are sharing their opinions on the TruePublic mobile app and website, things around dating, their health, and really now coronavirus. And why it works so well is it's totally anonymous. So people feel very comfortable sharing secrets about themselves they might not share on other social platforms. So we're able to get a really interesting snapshot in how this unprecedented situation is changing everyone's lives.
Secret sounds very interesting there. Personal information, right, that people want to be anonymous for. So coronavirus and sheltering in place, they've really changed society in several ways. But you guys have been picking up on some ways Americans are changing that may not be as obvious because they are more private, like not wearing pants on a video call for work or school.
Right. There's been a ton of interesting stats. And one of them is, life has changed as we've all gone to this Zoom world, even how we're talking right now. And yeah, a number of people have admitted, it's 37%, that they've not worn pants on a video call, which is fascinating and weird. But another thing that's really interesting is on a daily basis, we don't have to go out and see people every day. So how is that changing our daily habits? Are you showering? 47% of people in the state of California say they're showering less since they've been in isolation than they did before. And 67% in California are saying they're shaving less. And many of them, 40%, are not even combing their hair in the morning. So I think a lot of people, if you don't have a job where you need to go see folks every day, are making the decision like, hey, I can save some time in my routine.
Save some time, save some water. Okay, but I don't know if I want to know about those quirky habits. I will say it's a little bit tougher to get my kids in the bath and in the showers because they're like, we didn't go anywhere. But so it sounds like personal hygiene is taking a hit too.
Oh yeah, people are spending a lot less time on those types of things. And we've seen the data change over time. When isolation first started, here's the most interesting thing about what we're doing at TruePublic is our data science team's looking at the information and they're saying, wow, life actually was very normal initially. In fact, happiness was up for Californians. People were feeling great about life. And then as isolations continued, a lot of the habits have deteriorated. People are now working out less, people are showering less, and it's really starting to change people's behavior over time. Now, something really interesting we asked in the survey was about couples. And particularly, what do you do if your spouse gets the virus, but you don't have it? What does that mean? 59% in California say that they would get coronavirus on purpose in order to quarantine with their loved one, their boyfriend, their girlfriend, or their spouse, which is really interesting.
Wow, very, very supportive there. I'm in it with you all the way. Okay, so we've got no pants and hygiene changes. Is there a difference between how men and women responded? I've got my own thoughts on who's showering less, but have you seen a trend?
Oh yeah, men are almost twice as likely to not shower, to not shave, to not wash their hands, to not wear a mask. I mean, if our data is telling us anything, the story of California and really the whole country is men and women are handling this, like much else in life, very differently. Also, an interesting stat though is, would you take coronavirus from your partner? Imagine in a situation where your spouse had it. 61% of women said they would take coronavirus from their partner if it meant they didn't have to have it, but 70% of men would do it. So actually there's 9% more men that would take the virus from their partner.
Oh wow!
Women, which is,
okay, that one is interesting. I wouldn't have expected that one. Another question here, because my younger son has talked about this. Everyone is stressed, and it's impacting our dreams now as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We've been looking at dreams for a while because dreams can often be very telling about what's going on in the subconscious mind. Almost 60% of women and almost half of all men are reporting that since isolation, they've been dreaming significantly more. Now, are those good dreams or bad dreams? What's interesting is 24% of women in California and 13% of men are having more nightmares. And that number has been increasing as isolation has gone on. What are the factors that people are having nightmares about? Couple keys: health, relationships, and then the one that's really interesting is a lot of people are having this like isolation nightmares. Like we've had people comment on the TruePublic app saying that they've had like a nightmare where they've been stuck without anybody around them for a long period of time. And it's interesting how the real world situation is starting to even creep into the dreams of people across the state.
Yeah, with all the fear and anxiety we're feeling, I totally can believe that one. And people are also really worried about their significant others, too. You mentioned that they'd be willing to get coronavirus, but there's also a lot of worry and stress along along the lines of who your partner is.
Well, there's also been a lot of, it's a great point. There's also been a ton of strain between couples. One of the sad stories of this is it's not just a health crisis, but it's really becoming more of a relationship crisis for couples who live together. Maybe they have kids, they're homeschooling. It's such a challenge to juggle all these things. And those problems that were small before, like doing the dishes, on TruePublic, a lot of people, in fact, 37% now across the country are saying, I'm seeing significant strains with my significant other that I didn't have before. And that's only increasing as the days go by. And it is. It's those little things. It's the things that are about how do you divvy up time? How do you divvy up space? And it's been particularly challenging for couples that have been isolated together.
Yeah, I think I've been describing this whole experience, with others as like a roller coaster ride. What about specifically to California? We're here in Sacramento, Northern California. Any quirks that you're seeing about folks from out here?
Yeah, some good news for the people out there. We track on a state level and on a city level across the entire country all these different metrics. So there was one that we found in California that was surprising. Californians are actually handling the coronavirus situation better than any other state in a few key areas. They have been the most likely to pick up a hobby or an activity that they've been wanting to do for years. Now, all of us, we have these things we want to do, these hobbies, these activities we want to get to, but life is so busy. Now, for the first time, a lot of people in California have had a chance to go do these hobbies. And another interesting one, in your area, 45% of people are either cooking for the first time or cooking significantly more and trying to learn how to cook. So that's definitely more women than men, but that's been an interesting thing is people are able to find the time. They're like, I've got time now to pursue those hobbies and dreams I never could before.
That's a good point. I know that the spice aisle and some of the baking stuff has really been cleared out at some of the grocery stores I've been to. And I hear a lot of people talking about master classes, so I think you've got us right here in California. Now, where can viewers find your app and, put their say, give their opinion in some of your surveys?
Yeah, you can find all this information out in real time. It's a great place to anonymously share how you're doing. And really, while you're isolated, see how you compare to other people. Go to TruePublic.com or search for TruePublic in either the Android or iPhone App Store and begin to share your opinions.
Kaben from TruePublic, I want to thank you for joining us. Nothing too surprising, but it is also nice to know that we're not alone in some of these behaviors we may be experiencing. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Have a great morning. Thank you.
This interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.